It was once called the wickedest city on earth. Now, it stands beside the pyramids of Giza and the Great Wall of China as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Yes, Port Royal, our forgotten fishing village, has just been recognized as one of the most important places on the planet. Not just for Jamaicans, but for all of humanity. So, what changed? Or better yet, what took so long? At exactly 11:43 a.m. on June 7th, 1692, the earth split open beneath Port Royal. Within minutes, 2/3 of the city, including people, buildings, marketplaces, and churches, slid into the sea. But here's the part some Jamaicans don't know. That entire underwater city still exists, frozen in time beneath Kingston Harbour. Still intact, still holding its secrets. That's why UNESCO just gave it the highest global honor in heritage, because no other place in the Western Hemisphere has an authentic, preserved 17th century sunken city. Port Royal is not just a historical site, it's an archaeological miracle. But now that the world is watching, what happens next could make or break how Jamaica benefits from this designation. Let's go deeper. Why Port Royal matters. In the 1600s, Port Royal wasn't just any town. It was the beating heart of British power in the Caribbean. Bigger than Kingston, richer than Boston. A place where merchants traded sugar and gold, and where pirates like Henry Morgan made and broke empires. At its peak, it was called the richest city in the New World, and the most wicked, because it was also a playground for crime, indulgence, and betrayal. But then came the quake, and the wicked city became a watery grave. The earthquake that destroyed Port Royal didn't just end a city, it preserved it. For over 330 years, that sunken world has remained untouched under layers of silt and silence. Pewter plates still lie on wooden shelves. Pocket watches, frozen at 11:43, still tick inside the wreckage. It's our Pompeii, our Atlantis. And now, it's officially one of the world's greatest treasures. What UNESCO status really means. Being added to the UNESCO World Heritage List is not just a shiny badge. It means Jamaica now has a legal and moral responsibility to protect Port Royal at all costs. To the world, it now belongs to everyone, but the world is trusting Jamaica to care for it. UNESCO doesn't take this lightly. If we fail to manage Port Royal properly, it could be placed on the Heritage in Danger list, or worse, stripped of the title. That's happened before. Sites in Germany, Oman, and even the US have been delisted. So now, the spotlight isn't just on Port Royal, it's on Jamaica. What's at stake? Here's the part nobody likes to talk about. World Heritage status can be a blessing, but without a plan, it can also be a curse. If too many tourists flood Port Royal without proper limits, we could destroy the very thing the world came to see. Venice is drowning. Machu Picchu is cracking under tourist weight. Do we want Port Royal to be next? Then there's another risk: gentrification. As visitors pour in and property values rise, the same families who kept the town alive for generations could be pushed out. This has happened in Barcelona, in Amsterdam. And if we're not careful, it could happen here. That's why the stakes are high, and why smart action is urgent. The path to prosperity. Here's the good news. Jamaica can win big from this. Tourism? Yes, but not just in volume, in value. We're talking about high-value visitors, history lovers, educators, and eco-conscious travelers who spend more and respect heritage. Jobs? Plenty. From certified local tour guides to artisans making replica artifacts, to guest houses run by families right in the community. And education. Think of the impact of a world-class onshore museum, one that uses VR and 3D to let visitors experience the sunken city without diving. One that preserves history while creating income. It's already been done in Baia, Italy, in Alexandria, Egypt. Why not here? We can even learn from Belize, where local fishing communities became guardians of the barrier reef, or from South Africa's Isimangaliso Park, which created over 12,000 local jobs. Port Royal can be the same. If we lead with conservation, empower the community, and keep development in check, we can transform a forgotten village into a global model. Who must act now? So who holds the key? The government must establish a single Port Royal World Heritage Management Authority. No red tape, no turf wars. One team, one mission. The people of Port Royal must be given a seat at the table and a fair share of the profits. They should lead the tours, own the shops, tell the stories. They are the soul of the site, and businesses, big and small, must follow a conservation-first model. This means no mega cruise ports, no glass skyscrapers, only sustainable, small-scale, community-aligned development. But beyond institutions, it is the will of the Jamaican people that will ultimately determine the future of Port Royal. Will we speak up if the vision is lost? Will we defend it against short-term profits and foreign interests? Protecting Port Royal means choosing pride over convenience, preservation over exploitation, and national identity over fleeting gain. This is a once-in-a-lifetime moment. If we get it right, we win for generations. But if we get it wrong? 4 bonus facts. Fact 1. A brass pocket watch was found in the ruins, stopped at the exact moment of the 1692 quake, 11:43 a.m. Fact 2. Port Royal once rivaled Boston in size, trade, and population. Fact 3. The underwater ruins are so intact that archaeologists have found pots still sitting on hearths. Fact 4. The sunken city is one of the only places in the world where you can study an entire colonial town frozen in time. Port Royal was buried, but it is not broken. Now, the world sees its value, and the world is watching what Jamaica will do next. Let's not miss this moment. Subscribe to this channel